This is going to be my second message this morning, and I wasn't going to do it, but as I proceeded to get up this morning, the birds outside my window, and they had stopped singing now, they started to have a huge conversation, and they started to get really loud. So I took that as a sign from Spirit to go ahead and speak, and I said, what do I need to talk about? And I thought about a conversation that I had with a couple of people about the same subject in regards to them trying to talk to someone in their family having a problem. Ironically enough, these two totally different people who don't even know each other have someone in their family who were battling addiction, and they were both trying to minister to these people. And unfortunately, in both of these situations, these two people met their demise. And these two people, and this both happened in a span of a couple of weeks, okay? And these two people who ministered to him were telling me about the situation, about how disappointed they were and everything else. And I let them talk, and I expressed my condolences and everything else, and I hung up the phone. And it made me realize something, and I talked about this before. Those of you who are in a counseling or a spiritual advisory position because of your religion or, your spiritual beliefs, I understand that you're excited about your position, but you need to do a little bit more research before you approach these people, because sometimes if you do it the wrong way or at the wrong time, you could actually be exacerbating the problem. And you could ask anybody who's an advisor or a coach. That's the biggest challenge that they have. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. I have friends, a lot of them, especially in my walking club, that are ex-military. And a lot of times I'll ask questions and I'll talk to them. And a lot of them were leaders and when they were in active duty. And I'll ask them, different questions about battle and things like that. And I remember having a conversation with a lady. She was in the Navy, retired. And I said, what do you think is the number one reason why good, because we were talking about the other branches of the military. I said, why do you think a good army fails in battle? Why do you think a good army loses a battle? Kind of having a military philosophy type conversation, just chit-chat. She said there are two reasons. Number one is timing, and number two is the use of what you have. And I was like, whoa. I said, please elaborate. She said, you can have a good army. She said, you can have good people that are skilled. She said, you could have a troop full of good people. And she said, you could have the best equipment in the world, and you could still lose a battle. You could still lose a battle for those two reasons. Your timing could be off. And how you use your artillery. How you use your equipment, how you use your artillery, how you use your weapons, and the timing of how you use your men, your women, and your equipment. Timing and use are the two things that will cause a good army to lose a battle. And I thought about that when I thought about this message. That's the reason why a lot of spiritual advisors and religious counselors run into problems when counseling with people and getting backlash and not succeeding because of their timing and the use of their delivery. Timing and use. And the reason why they have bad timing and not using it properly is, number one, they didn't research the situation properly. 9 times out of 10, they were probably told by a third party about the situation, and they made the number one mistake of getting caught up in their emotions and not getting their emotions under control before counseling that person, because they probably know that person. Scenario: phone rings. They call pastor, minister, so-and-so. My nephew is on drugs. And I know it now because I got silverware missing out of the kitchen. There's money gone. And now he's in the hospital and they confirmed that he's OD'd. I suspected. I don't know what to do. Pastor, pray for me. Okay, well, I'm going to talk to so-and-so because I've known him since he was 9 years old. I'm going to go minister to him at the church. Minister's known this person for over 20 years. You know, he's a 30-year-old man sitting in the hospital. Has feelings for the young man. So instead of getting the emotions under control, he's grabbing the keys and running to the hospital. He's caught up in his emotions. Okay? This gentleman just OD'd. Now, coming from a scientific standpoint, number one, he's in a weakened physical state. Number two, he's coming down from a high. So his mind is not right anyway. And number three, when he's coming down from a high, he's also going through withdrawals, because not only is he's weakened, he's embarrassed because he's going through the withdrawal. His body is tired because they had to pump his stomach or do whatever they had to do to get the drugs out of the system. Number three, he's confused because, confused and everything else, mentally going through that. Mother's upset, family's upset. And then on top of that, to add fuel to the fire, he's going through withdrawal because his body is still craving some more. Even though he's going through all this, deep down, his body still wants some more of that stuff, laying in the hospital bed with all this going on around him. Y'all heard me. He still wants some more because his body has adjusted to that substance being in his body. And here comes the pastor, all caught up in his feelings. And he's told himself the whole way on the whole drive up there, oh, Lord, please help me, because I've known this boy for 20 years, and he was in the Boy Scouts, and he was in the band, and he was such a nice boy, and I didn't know he would do such a thing. Oh, Lord, please help me. Oh, Heavenly Spirit, and he's a crying and the boo-hoo and speaking in the tongues and the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and he get to the hospital, and I'm going to go cast that demon out, Lord, and da-da. He's pastor's caught up in his emotions. He didn't take 2 seconds to pull himself together before he left the church. He caught up in his emotions because his parishioner called and somebody close to him. He caught up in his emotion, flying to the hospital. He ran into this man's hospital bed. He gonna counsel to him. Y'all think that was good timing? Do you think it was good timing? Please put it in the comments and tell me, how effective do you think his ministering to this man who just been there 24 hours ago? I mean, seriously, I'm trying to look at this from a practical standpoint. Now, some of y'all might think that will work. Am I saying that it's going to work? Maybe. Possibly, maybe. Because I'm not saying that it's not possible. I believe in miracles just like everybody else. Those of you who have followed me on Instagram and have watched my videos, you know that I believe in miracles, because for me to sit here and talk to you and for you to even listen to me is a miracle within itself. Okay? So it's a possibility he may see the light. But it's just the timing of the situation. I just think that before Pastor left, I think he should have done some prayer and meditation and got his feelings under control first before he jumped in that car and ran to the hospital and called himself ministering. Now, what do you think is going to be the outcome of that situation, knowing that person who is highly addicted is going through this stuff physically and mentally and everything else. He'll probably sit there and say, yes, Pastor, and cry and everything else, but he's not right. 9 times out of 10, probably not even going to remember the conversation. So would you be surprised that as soon as they get out the hospital, they're going to go right back out in the streets again? No. Or maybe they will go to church with mom for a little while. Maybe they will get saved for a little while. Maybe they will. But I don't know. It's a gamble, people. And that's what I'm trying to tell some of you. Some of you are still under the illusion, and I mentioned this before, that all you have to do because you got saved and you changed your life, that you can just talk salvation out of everybody's problem, no matter what the problem is. You figure, okay, because I know you, all I have to do is come and talk to you, and everything that's going on in your life, no matter what it is going to go away, no matter how severe the problem is. And see, that's arrogance on your part. You're being arrogant. Oh, no, I'm not. All I'm doing is just trying to show the love of God. You're being arrogant. Because you're not taking the time. You haven't done the research into their situation. You haven't thought about this situation. The first thing you want to do is, I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to set them straight. I'm going to let them have the come to God moment, come to Jesus moment. I'm going to let them be aware of the miracles of God. I'm going to do this. I'm going to tell them this, da. Ain't done an ounce of research as to what's going on in their life. You don't know halfway about what's going on with them. Half of you don't even know where they currently live. You don't know how they work. You hadn't even talked to them, hadn't had a cup of coffee with them or anything else. And out of the blue, here your ass going to pop up and you going to tell them all the miracles of God because you saved and you happy, supposedly. And most of you have some issues going on that you need to address in your life. So you're meddling, but you rather go ahead and come on now. So now you're the go-to person, you the expert now? You better be careful, because the person on the receiving end of your advice might turn around and tell you what for. They might turn around and listen to you and say, okay, I appreciate that and everything, but what about you? What are you going to have to say then when they tell you about your business that you think that they didn't know about? You run that risk as well. What makes you think they're going to sit there and listen to you get on your soapbox and that everything is going to be okay and let you sit there and pray for you? What makes you think they're not going to come back and tell you about yourself? About information that they know is the truth about you. You better be careful. It's about timing and use. That's a spirit of arrogance. It's not a spirit of help. And I talk about help a lot on my channel. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go, but you better be cautious about that. Do your research first before you offer some help to somebody who's in trouble. Make sure you know what you're talking about. Make sure you know who you're talking to and their situation first. Because that's the biggest challenge that a lot of advisors and coaches run into, is making sure that they have the right information before they embark on this journey of helping someone. They got to have the right information, because this is somebody's life we're talking about. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go and have breakfast. And if you're having breakfast as well, I hope it's good. Peace to you all.